Sometimes life on our farm in Portugal is governed more by entropy rather than order. Some days everything goes according to plan, but on others there's a degree of disorder or randomness in our systems. The truth is that life pulls us in loads of different directions. Chickens, children, dogs, farming, gardening, filming, editing, and building. Today's story is one of how a state of entropy, that randomness in a process, has almost resulted in a finished product. And we give you a bit of an update on how life on our farm has been these last few weeks.
Let's do it.
Good morning, folks, from another beautiful morning here in northern Portugal. I haven't seen you guys for a while in the kind of weekly episodes, and I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for just disappearing without kind of saying where we were going or what was going on. To be honest, we've had a steady stream of guests through the farm. As you know, we had John's mum staying. We then had my parents come from Zimbabwe for 2 weeks, which was incredibly special. And John has been amazing at making sure that everything was kind of as in place as it could be for them, but also giving me the space to spend some real quality time with them, show them around our beautiful part of Portugal, and just have some very, very special family time. So I've been so grateful for that. I've had a lovely break and I'm so excited to be back at it. Our last guest left this morning, my wonderful cousin from South Africa, who's been here since the beginning of May, and it's the first time in nearly 2 months. Yeah, our first time in nearly 2 months that we have the farm to ourselves. I say to ourselves, Carlos is here today.
Yeah, Carlos.
Fixing a big mistake.
Yeah.
Because sometimes things don't always go according to plan.
No.
So this episode is a bit of a catch-up of all of the things that have been going on behind the scenes, all of the stuff that we've been busy getting on with while life's been happening around us. But it's also a chance to tell you a story that will probably make your toes curl in your shoes.
That's true. So sometimes you guys in the comments, you'll leave a comment and you'll say, okay, why are you doing it in this order, or why are you doing it in that order? The honest truth is we do things when we can, because we've got 2 kids and a YouTube channel. And of course, we're at the mercy of deliveries, and things getting delivered to us. When they come, we use them and we put them together straight away. So that's what kind of one of the things. Also, remember, we're not builders. We've never done this before, so we may be ordering things in the wrong order. You know, it might be a good idea to order everything at the same time when you start a project, and then you've got it all there ready and waiting. But you know, we just not that kind of people, I'm afraid.
No, we're not. And this bathroom is the bathroom in particular is kind of taken shape as it's grown. You know, we've tried floor tiles, they didn't work, so we got different ones, and then those led on to different things, and anyway, it's looking beautiful. It's not quite finished yet. So I'm going to head on in and tell you why.
Cool. There's Carlos.
Okay, so picture this, right? My parents are arriving in less than 12 hours now. John's been working hard on that episode you all watched with the clock countdown ticking down. And it got to the point where George was here, Mario was here to put the septic tank in, everybody was kind of all systems go. They switched the water on, and there was a leak in the wall. Well, John messaged to say it's a total disaster. If you remember, if you've been here a while, you'll know that we've had leaking in this wall for ages, and I think it was we know now that it was the connection of the mains water into that wall that caused a problem. We've realised that our mains water was pumping at a pressure of 7 bar. It should be 3. So there was a whole heap of work that needed to be done by the plumbers to try and bring that pressure down to a pressure that we could use here in the house. But that's why all of our pipes popped. Now, we thought we'd fixed it. Well, we had fixed it. We'd replaced all of the pipes. Anyway, turns out it was a very frustrating mistake on John's part, because what had happened is when John was installing the shower screen, he had drilled a hole through the wall straight into the pipe.
Come on.
Can you imagine? So anyway, they've had to hack the wall back open in here and on the other side. They had to replace all of the pipes. And Carlos is here today to fix it. He's here to put it all back into place, to close the walls, to re-plaster, and to put a heavy-duty kind of washable bathroom paint on the walls in the bathroom. The other thing that there were lots of comments on was the use of wood for these shelves in here. Please don't panic, everybody. John has sanded them with a really fine-grained sandpaper, and he's treated them so that they're water resistant. If you think of a sauna or you think of showers in hotels, they often have wood in it and it's all been treated, and that's what he's done. So it should be absolutely fine. So no need to worry. Anyway, this is all coming along. It's just been one of those projects that has had some serious frustrations. It meant that my mum and dad were using our lovely compost loo from Trelino, which was an absolute saving grace. And we were all showering. There was at one point 7 adults and 2 children staying on the farm. And everybody was showering in our shower. And it was, yeah, you know, it's intense. So anyway, it's all fine. Everybody's had a lovely time. Everybody had exactly what they needed. They've all gone off home happy, having had a great holiday. And today it's time to start piecing it back together and finishing it off. We didn't get it in time for all of our lovely people to come and stay, but we are going to get it in time for us to move in when we do. So all is not lost. Anyway, there's an update for you, a quick catch up, and let's fill you in on all the things that have been going on the farm elsewhere.
Good morning, everybody. Carlos has just arrived. Give me a second and I'll tell you all about these fairly shortly. But we're in a hurry today because we're going to be putting that roof on. It's going to be a very, very quick job. I've got no screws, but we're going to throw up the roof first of all, and then crack on with some other bits and pieces. Lots going on. The sun's shining. Beautiful day here in northern Portugal. So let's get up there and let's start putting some roof panels on. I was thinking what we'll do is just lift them up now. And then and then we get the screw. Okay, they're going through the top. Okay, should we lift them up and then put them on? Okay, Bob, let's do it.
Put this in, man.
Okay, there we go.
Pardon the interruption from the roof build, folks. I just wanted to say a massive thank you to one of our favourite sponsors and the sponsor of today's video, Reolink. And I know loads of you have used our affiliate links to purchase cameras, so thank you so much for your support. If you haven't yet upgraded your own home or business security, then now is the time to do it, because Reolink's Prime Day specials are here, with up to 48% off in the US and 53% off in Europe. There are so many incredible savings to be had. We recently upgraded our own Reolink system with this very snazzy Home Hub. The Home Hub is a really snazzy wireless security center, which we've been able to connect up to 8 of our Reolink cameras to. It has localized storage, which means that we don't need to rely on the SD cards in the cameras themselves, and it has some really incredible anti-theft algorithms, which would alert us if anybody tried to move our cameras or cover them.
Reolink was set up in 2009. 15 years ago, with the specific aim to release innovative, cutting-edge technology which protects and secures your home, your businesses and your loved ones.
With our, I suppose you could call it, public profile, and the fact that we film here in our own home, home security is so important to us, and Reolink has been the perfect fit for this farm because they provide cameras with so many different specifications and abilities. And so no matter where we've needed to put them, what location they've been working in, how far they are from the house or our Wi-Fi system, it hasn't mattered at all, because there is something to fit every single need. For example, this is the Argus 4 Pro, one of their latest releases. With a huge 180-degree dual lens feature and incredible nighttime vision, it's the perfect spot here in front of the tiny house, where we get quite a lot of interesting wildlife wandering through at night, but also it's where most of our expensive stuff is, with our home office.
And down on the deck, we've got the Argus PT camera, which is absolutely perfect for this kind of environment. I can keep a good eye on my lawn from no matter where I am in the world, and it's a solar powered camera as well, which means it looks after itself. And up at the treehouse, we've also got an Argus PT camera, which is keeping a good eye on the sandpit for when the boys are up here on their own. This one here is arguably our most sophisticated camera, which is why we've got it looking over the driveway. We can see everything literally that goes on in this part of the farm. It's called the Duo 3, and it takes all of its information and power through a single cable, making it scalable and super duper easy to install.
But if, like us, you're living a slightly off-grid life and need something with a little bit more flexibility and no need for cables, they've also got cameras that come with solar panels and 4G LTE capabilities. So you'd be able to set it up in really remote locations, and as long as you've got a 4G signal, you can transmit the data from them.
Perfect.
So if you are looking for home security, business security, and to look after your family, then Reolink most definitely has something for you no matter your circumstances. Check out the links in our description below, and all of the information about the Prime Day deals are there. Up to
48% discount if you're in the United States of America, and if you're in Europe, it's 53%. Now is the time to buy if you're considering upgrading or starting your home security journey. Okay, so we've got our first very small piece, sort of in location, not perfectly yet. And then I think it's literally a case of just pulling them up and dropping them on top of each other and then screwing them in place. But because I've never done this before, Carlos being here and giving me a few pointers in the right direction is going to be super helpful. Walking around up here very gingerly at the moment. Nobody wants to slip, and there's still a little bit of morning dew up here. So yeah, this is rather the moment of truth about the length of them. I suspect at the moment it feels like they're a little bit too short. That's the kind of cut that we could get made up. So I'm expecting them to be 10-15 centimeters too short, which means the overlap's going to be a little bit less, which means I'll get my circular saw out and just give it a quick cut along the edge. All right, Carlos, let's put one in place. It's coming up. That's overlapping very nicely. So the bottom piece, the small bit that we put in, that was always going to be a bit too long, but it looks like this one is perfect. See, aquí est bon. I'm so happy with that. They are almost to the centimetre, exactly the right length. Now, we've got a good friend called Celia who helps us out with purchasing stuff every now and then. And Celia and I have been through the mill a little bit with these roof panels. And Mario, of course, who's also helping us get hold of them. We actually ordered the wrong length first time round. So Celia, Mario, if you're watching, we've nailed it this time. Well done us. So I think the way we do it is we screw big screws through the top of each ridge, not the bottom, because that'll be where the water flows, of course, through the top of each ridge, and that just sort of anchors it down. The one thing I am slightly confused about is the underside profile, which is kind of like this. Now it's an insulation panel. So surely air is flowing underneath the panel because of the ridges that are like this, which makes me confused about its insulation properties. But you know, I'm going to work that out. I'll let you know what it is. As always, so I haven't got any screws for it. We've got to go to the shop. And this happens all the time with Carlos. Carlos is like, come on, John, we've got a project, but you haven't got the stuff. I haven't got it because I don't know what I'm supposed to buy. See? Yeah, okay, well, let's get the next one up. What help might be. Thanks, Carlos. just so simple, isn't it? Great. I love it. Quite literally, all we're doing here, this end bit here, overlaps on the other panel, and that makes it basically very waterproof. God, this is exciting, eh? All that work, everything, you're actually putting a proper roof on it. Okay. This is probably going to be the only thing in this particular structure that's actually done to a non-surprising design, so that's good. That's it. That's it. Okay, I've got to go with Carlos into town and find the right screws and the right bits and pieces for this job. I'm explaining to Carlos that I've never done this before, so you know, like all of it, I haven't done it the same way that people in Portugal would have done it. Apparently there are clamps or something that go down into that sort of compress it onto the wooden surface, but I've done it in the wrong order, I think, anyway. I think that's what I'm understanding. So we've got to go and find some screws that'll go through it all and pin it down to the beams. So that's where we're off now. Okay, so Carlos is inside at the moment talking to the guy, the shop owner, about getting the right screws for the job that we've got to do today. So what we really want to do is we want to make sure that the screws go through the entire roof panel, which is like, I don't know, that thick, very thick, because it's insulated, through that panel and through from the highest point of that panel all the way through, and then lock into the beams that are underneath the board that we've put there. So the screws that we're going to need are going to be almost the same length and the same height as perhaps the Empire State's building. They're going to be long screws. So I am a little bit confused by it, because I'm not sure. Like, I've just had a look round the corner at how they're building here normally, and I think they're putting these boards onto metal joists, and they're kind of, you know, just going straight through the board and then into the metal joist, and then they're clamping them with a bolt. I think that's how it's working. Anyway, here's a really good example right here. So this is our exact roof right here. We've got these end caps. This is the roof, and here's one of the screws right there. So that's come through and just sort of bolted its way underneath onto a metal frame. So, and look, that's how that goes. That's good to see. We're going to need a rivet fix or something like that. I'm not sure. Okay, how does that fit? Yeah, look, they're just kind of screws that go straight through. Maybe the confusing or the tough bit is the fact that we're drilling into wood and not into a metal structure or into a cement structure. I don't really know. I know this is a really popular material to build roofs out of, and when we build our big house out of stone, I'm not sure whether we're going to be going down those lines with this insulated material, or whether we'll be going for a more traditional tile, like kind of, you know, this is a more traditional tile. I quite like that. no doubt Tara will have some pretty good opinions on that, but that's quite a long way away just yet. Maybe we should start planning it now though, and then we wouldn't run into all of these logistical problems as we go along. Anyway, let's see how this goes. So we've got these little plastic bits. That's very good. Let's have a look. So they go on top of those screws. I think we use them, hey? We take...
Se não queres, põe só assim.
See. Okay, that's nice.
Assim?
Love it. Okay, we do that. That's nice, isn't it?
Yes.
All right, Carlos is just showing a piece of rubber there that goes... See. So we got a rubber piece underneath a metal piece. That's going to go like that, and then that orange cap is going to sit on top of it. Obrigado. All right, that's it. We've got what we needed. Super simple trip. You know, I think part of this logistics and part of getting things in order and your ducks in a row and getting things right is learning not just about the product and learning how to build stuff, but also learning who's going to be able to help you, who's going to be able to teach you, and where to get the stuff from. I've been to this place once before, but you know, they didn't have what I was looking for, and so I've kind of never come back. But now I know it's here. Super helpful. The dude in there, he was a dude. One down, and then we start working our way.
Thing I said about entropy, where there's this degree of disorder or randomness in our systems. Well, this was one of those days. Having bought the screws and prepared to fit them, life got in the way. Family needs called, and the roof project was paused. But watch this space, folks. There's lots more to come very soon. What are we doing, buddy? Picking plums.
Yeah, and make some plum juice.
Plum juice?
Yeah.
Yum, yum.
Let's make that.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious.
Sounds like a good idea.
Look at that beautiful butterfly.
Oh, it is a beautiful butterfly. Wow, good spotting, buddy.
I'm so hold it.
I don't think you'll be able to hold it, my love.
It'll be gently because it's going to fly.
Yeah, you can try.
Whoops. Boom.
Is he gone?
Yeah.
Bye-bye, butterfly.
Bye-bye. I'm going in the tiny house.
Can you remember what a butterfly is in Portuguese? Can you say borboleta?
Borboleta.
That's it. It's that time of year again. I can't quite believe it. But this was one of the most our first monumental moment when we moved to our farm was when we realised that we have 4 extraordinary plum trees that every year give us an epic amount of fruit. And it's that time of year again. We have got trees laden with the most beautiful plums. But I got to do something with them because we have had a year-long supply of beautiful frozen plums so that I could keep us in stock of stewed plums, my favourite cinnamon and vanilla stewed plums. They also have a recipe for a delicious plum tart, which I was going to try and make for the weekend because my mum and dad are here and they've got some very special friends coming to spend the weekend with us. So I thought a plum tart would be a lovely thing to have on the table for everybody. And yeah, we'll see what else we can rustle up with them. But anyway, the first job is to get them off the tree. So Joao has very sweetly brought us his big, long ladder from his farm. I've got my dad on hand to help and make sure I don't fall off it. And we'll see how many we get down. Nice work, Dad. So we're going to start here at the chicken coop, because this is my favourite tree. And look at the top of there are so many plums. I'm really scared of ladders. That's a really long one. I'm not really sure this is my vibe. But anyway, we'll give it a go. And in other news, everybody, we have a broody hen. You may notice that our little black speckled hen is missing. And she is refusing to get off the egg box. So I'm waiting to see. There are eggs under there.
Oh.
Okay. Do you need some help? Should I put my camera down and help you?
Stand on the end of it.
Right. Push it forward a bit. So let me get up there with a basket and see what I can get down. You can take over as cameraman, Dad. The reason I'm in a rush to get them down is because we're having this weird week of really unseasonal and like a lot of rain, excessive rain. And Joao very rightly said to me, if we don't get the plums down, they're all just going to get wrecked in the rain and we'll lose them. So the pressure's on a little bit. Got the whole family involved today. My mum's in the kitchen pitting plums. Right, well, there's still a lot on the tree, but we've made a dent, isn't it? So first things first, we're going to drop them off at the next stage of production.
I was gonna go.
You can run ahead and go and tell Yo-Yo that there's more coming.
I was gonna.
We need your son to wake up so we've got an excuse to stop.
Don't you dare. You can carry on when the sun wakes up.
No, I cannot.
Right, let's go check on that tree down the bottom, Dad. I'm interested to hear what you think.
I want to get that egg back and try and swim that.
Okay.
And it's fun.
Is it?
And it's fun.
John brought you guys down here a while ago, and we haven't been down on this terrace for a really long time, but Joao came down when he was trimming the farm and trimmed this terrace so that we could access it. And we discovered this plum tree, which we didn't actually know was a plum tree. And I've just been saying to Dad, it's weird that in our other plum trees, we never see birds, fruit-eating birds, eating the plums. Well, I can see where they are now. They're all in this tree. So this is obviously where the magic is. So I'm really keen to see if we can get just a few from this tree, because I really want to know what they taste like.
Whoa!
Look at all the birds. He says the one with the purple leaves, that's the plum tree. Look at all the birds in there. That's where they are. Have you ever seen a plum with this colour leaves?
No.
Weird, hey?
How am I going to get those back?
Very nice.
Is it? Sweet, sour?
Very sweet.
Is it? Okay.
I need to eat one.
These won't go down anymore because there's two good ones right there. Oh. Well done.
I need to eat some too. Yes, Papa.
Beautiful. So they're a lot more red than the purple ones, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're also a lot more meaty. Definitely a lot more sour. You not finding that sour? Ugh. That one was
Sour
really
near-
sour.
Sour near the pip.
Yeah, and the skin, I think, also. How interesting. So thanks to the wonder that is Google, we have discovered that this is a cherry plum tree, which probably loads of you have already told us in the comments. So thank you so much. But that's so cool, isn't it? We have a cherry plum. Beautiful. So 1 cherry plum, 3 normal plums. What's a normal plum called?
Plum.
A plum. And I think enough to keep our wombat, which is our term of endearment for my mum, busy for the rest of the afternoon. Little Sawyer's just woken up, and yeah, we'll let you know what we make with them. But my favourite, as I say, is my stewed plums with vanilla and cinnamon from our little recipe book that I put together at the end of last year, around about Christmas time. So I'll share the recipe in the description below if you'd like to have a go. And if you've got any ideas of things for us to do with our plums, you know, we're always all ears. So please do share. But I think that might be the little nod to plum season this year. Our favourite time of year. Hey, buddy.